Hey everyone, welcome back to part 26 of my Create Mod series. Now today I'm going to go over on how to make a door, a fence gate, and a drawbridge inside of the Create Mod. If you enjoy this video, definitely feel free to like, definitely feel free to subscribe, as I make a ton of Create Mod content and you're not going to want to miss any future videos. But anyways, let's jump straight into this video. So this video is going to be broken up into timestamps on YouTube. So if you don't care about a certain door, a drawbridge, or a gate, just go ahead and skip right over it. You can move on to the next section. But to start off, this very first design is going to be our rotating door. So if we press a button, the door is now going to open up. We can technically walk straight on through, and then you'll see it'll actually close down after about roughly 6 seconds. And you can build a single side to this, and this will work. I'm just showcasing it with two sides, and you can see with a shader or even a resource pack, this glass will actually connect to look like one door, and then it will open up. It's pretty neat. So in order to build this one, we're going to open up this chest, and this is everything we are going to need for this door. Now, I am in the creative mode, excuse me, because I'm going to be flying around a lot, but you can do this completely in survival. These are all of the blocks that you will need if you want to do this in survival. I am, again, just in creative mode just to make this a little bit easier on myself as far as building. So the very first thing that you are going to want to do is find your placement of your door, and I have some little holes in the ground right here. It's just kind of some bearings for me. We're going to place down our mechanical bearing, sticking side up, place down a second one, and you can hide these into the floor. You can only see these guys on the sides. Then we're going to grab our radial chassis, and we're going to go up X amount of blocks, however large you want your door to be. I'm just going to go up 5 blocks on each of these guys, as you can see. Then we're going to grab our slime, just like so. We're going to go ahead and slime each of these sides, just like that. Make sure you don't slime the other sides of this thing. If you double click with your slime ball on this, it will slime the opposite side as well. So just slime one single side. Then we're going to grab our blocks. I have white stained glass. This can be absolutely any type of block you would like to use, but I'm just using white stained glass, just like the previous design. And we're going to fill in our doors. And it is okay if these guys connect. I will change those settings in a moment. So now that we've done that, we're going to grab our wrench, and we're going to aim at one of the sides. You're going to see it's set to 8 blocks. So this means this rotational or radial chassis is set to pick up 8 blocks in one direction, which is not what we want. So what we're going to do is hold left control, and we're going to turn this down to 2 blocks. So now it's only going to interact with 2 blocks on every single one of these guys. We're also going to do the same thing to the other one, so change it to 2 blocks. And if your door is a width of 3, 4, 5, you're just going to change it to whatever the width of your door is. Just make sure that they're not interacting with each other. So I've now gone underneath the door, and we have to give a power source to this mechanical bearing, as well as we're going to use a sequence gear shift so that the door opens up, waits for 6 seconds, and comes back. So what we got to do is place a sequence gear shift under each of these mechanical bearings, just like so. And then in each of these guys, we got to go ahead and set up our settings. So our settings for our left door will be different than the settings to our right door. And you'll see what I mean by that because it is changing in a different clock rotation. So the one on the right, we're going to leave at turn. The angle is going to be 90 degrees. So it turns just like how we wanted it. And we're going to keep our input speed as forwards. Then we're going to go to the next setting, and we're going to scroll wheel to change this to wait. We're going to change our duration to 6 seconds. And you can make this shorter or you can make this longer, but we're going to make it 6 seconds. Then we're going to make it turn 90 degrees, and we're going to put it reversed. So the door is going to open up, and then it's going to close. Now that we've done that, we also have to do the other side, but we're going to do turn 90 degrees, and we're going to make the first one reversed. Make this a wait signal. We're going to change this to 6 seconds. Make sure that they're the same, or it's going to look kind of awkward. Change the next one to turn, make it 90 degrees, and we're going to make this one forwards. So there we go. So now that we've done that, we've got our redstone side all set up. We now need a power source. So we're just going to break some blocks underneath of these guys. And we're going to go ahead and, here, let's build down just a little bit. We're going to take a vertical gearbox. We're going to place it underneath our sequence gear shift. The same right here. And then we're going to build our little power source with a magma block, an encased fan, and a lever on each of these guys. So we'll go over here as well. And we'll do our magma block, our encased fan, and our lever. Now, the reason we've done this vertical gearbox is because if this encased fan was against this, this lever would also activate the redstone signal of the sequence gear shift, and that's not what we want. Speaking of redstone signals, though, we're going to actually place a redstone link on both of these sequence gear shifts. And you could also connect redstone if you wanted to do that instead, but we're just going to use 2 sequence gear shifts, or redstone links, excuse me. And now we have to set a frequency. So this can be any item inside of create mod. It just is going to have to be the same for all of these frequencies of this design. So we'll go ahead and do red wool just to make it stand out. And now that we've done that, we also want to set these as receivers. So we're going to left shift, right click on both of these guys. And if I break this block right here, you can see it has a little bit of a like rim around it right here. This is what we're looking for. If it does not have that, that means it's going to send the signal or it's going to send the signal instead of receive the signal. Now that we've done that, we only got one little step left. We're going to grab our redstone link over here, place it on the back of our block that we want our activator on. We're going to place the same exact signal or same exact frequency, and we want to make sure that this does not have the rim. So this is sending the signal. Now we just need a button. Place our button on here. We can press it, and we can see our door will open up. Now you could see that this door has opened up in the opposite directions of what the first one was. So if this is the type of door you're looking for, this is perfect. If you want to rotate this and change this, you're simply going to go into our configuration, change this one to forwards, change this to reversed, go to the other one, change this to reversed, change this to forwards, and this will switch direction of the door. So if we press it now, you can now see it opens in instead of outwards. So that gives you both options depending on what you're looking for your design. Our next design is going to be our fence gate. Now the way this fence gate will work is we press a button, our fence gate will lift on up, we can walk through, and then in order to shut it off, we're just gonna have to press a button again. Now you can just make this button on the other side as well, but we've only done it in one place. What is really cool about this design, and I'll wait until it hits the ground, is if we press it and halfway through we go, actually I don't want it, you could press it again and it immediately starts going down. Really cool kind of trick with the pulley system that I'll end up building, but I do want to showcase that this one is running off of a creative motor, and I've done that to show the difference between speed. So the second design is exactly the same, but I'm running it off of an encased fan, and you can see if I press this system, it is much slower. Now, if you have not watched my power sources video that just popped up on the screen, please go ahead and check that out. Because depending on your power source, that will change the speed of this machine, and technically all machines in this inside of this video. So I'm going to end up building it with the encased fan. So if you'd like it this slow, you could totally do that. Or you can hook it up with like a water wheel, a windmill, or use a speed controller to speed up your system. All right, so let's get to building this design. So what we're going to do, we're going to open our chest, and these are all the items that we will need. So we need our powered toggle latch, rope pulley, gear shift, redstone links, linear chassis, encased fan, the vertical gearbox, a lever, a wrench, a piece of wool for any type of frequency, oak buttons, oak fence. Again, the oak fence can be anything. I'm just using fence as a fence gate, a slime ball, and a magma block. So let's go ahead and grab everything here, and we will get started. So right here, I've just built a kind of like a wall for us of where we're actually going to build this design. This could be any type of blocks, anything you would like. So our very first thing we're going to do is build our door. So we'll go ahead and place this guy down, and I'm just doing a 4x4. So we'll just go ahead and place it all in here. So you can see it goes up 4 blocks and out 4 blocks, so 16 fences. Now that we've done that, we need our linear chassis to be placed. And as we place these guys, we want them so that the chassis side is facing against the oak fence. So this brown side should be on the outside. So just keep that in mind. We're going to grab our slime ball, and we're going to slime the underside of this linear chassis. Now make sure you did not slime the top part. You're going to see why we're not going to do that in a moment. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and head to the top. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a rope pulley, and we're going to place it so that this rope pulley, if it goes down, can connect into the linear chassis. It can be placed over here. It can be placed all the way to the left. It just has to connect to the linear chassis. Now that we've done that, we're going to place down a gear shift, and you're probably recognizing this design from the elevator video that I've made previously, where we're basically building an elevator in a sense. So this gear shift, when a redstone signal is sent to it, will change the direction of the rotational force. So it will tell this rope pulley to go up and down. So let's go ahead and work on a power source first. So we're going to go ahead and take a vertical gearbox, place it against our gear shift. We're going to take an encased fan and place it underneath, so the encased fan is facing downward. If you don't know how it's facing, just look at this arrow on the side. You can see it's facing downward. Place a magma block, place a lever, activate it. You should see that we now have our rotational force slowly spinning, and you should also see our rope pulley now going down, and it's about to attach itself to this linear chassis. Now, we've also forgot a step. We're going to go ahead and use our wrench on this linear chassis, hold left control, and set this to 4. Now 4 is the length of our door. If we have it too long, it will start pulling blocks beneath the surface. So just set it to whatever size your door is. Now that we've done that, we'll head upstairs and we'll start doing our redstone piece of this. All right, so let's grab our powered toggle latch. We're gonna go ahead and place it down so the torch is facing the gear shift. And we're gonna take a redstone link and place him down as well. Now, if it's facing the wrong direction, that's totally fine. The redstone link will send its signal out in all directions, so it doesn't really matter in that sense. Now we just need some type of frequency, so I'm just gonna grab our wool. We're gonna place that into here, and we're gonna make this guy a receiver by shift right-clicking to make it so it has that little white part on top of its redstone link. Now we're gonna head down to where we wanna activate our machine. So we'll just say this little post right here is where we wanna activate it. We're gonna grab our redstone link and we're gonna place him against the side. We're gonna grab our wool and make it the exact same frequency, just like so. We'll grab our buttons and we'll place a button right here. And if we press it, it will start slowly getting pulled up, just like so. And you can see, just to make sure, if we press it again, it will start going down. And that's because when we press this powered toggle latch will will turn on or off the redstone signal of the gear shift, which changes the rotational force of the rope pulley to make this drawbridge work. All right, so our very next design is our drawbridge. Now, the drawbridge is going to work that we press our button, the bridge will go down, and then we can walk across safely. And then it will come back up. Now, this can be used over any type of liquid, any type of block, absolutely anything. I've just used water for safety reasons, because if we use lava, we could technically burn designs down, but it will simply go up and down and turn off on its own. So let's go ahead and hop over and we can start building this guy. You can see that I've created a hole that doesn't have a liquid in currently. I recommend not having your liquid in just yet. It's possible, but it would be more annoying to start building this after you've already filled your hole with lava or water or what else. But what we're going to do is grab all of our blocks. Everything in here you basically need, besides the polished diorite, can be anything. That's just what your bridge is going to be made out of. The green wool is just going to be used for frequencies. You can actually get away with a single block of wool because it doesn't use up your block when you use it as a frequency. We have our oak button, our slime ball, our magma block, our lever, encased fan, redstone links, radial chassis, our mechanical bearing, our sequence gear shift, our vertical gearbox, our wrench, and then we have a water bucket for any type of liquid or whatever you would like to have your drawbridge open up on. So let's grab everything right here and we're gonna get started. So first thing we're gonna do is grab our radial chassis and we're gonna go across from where we want our bridge to currently come down. So we're gonna go ahead and place down 4 of these guys. And now that we have all 4, if you've seen the previous designs, you probably have an idea of where we're going about this. We're going to take our mechanical bearing and we're going to place it so that the sticky side is facing the radial chassis. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just make sure that the gearbox part is on the back of it right here. Our next step is to take our sequence gear shift. We're going to place it down connected to the mechanical bearing. And inside the sequence gear shift, we have to set up some configuration. Now, this configuration is going to allow our radial chassis to turn and then move back. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this first one to turn 90 degrees, and we're going to make it reversed. We're then going to scroll wheel to make it have a wait statement, and we're going to scroll up to turn this to 6 seconds. Now, this is how long the drawbridge is going to be down. If you want to make it longer, you could totally scroll wheel it up. You can see I can make it all the way almost to 20 seconds. You could scroll it down to make it to a couple seconds, or you could even make it about ticks if you would like to do that. But I feel like 6 seconds is the right amount. Then we'll change this to turn 90 degrees, and we're going to make this the opposite of the first one. So the first one was reversed, so the second one will be forwards. There we go. We'll go ahead and hit the check mark. And now we got that part set up. Next step is, did not mean to scroll wheel that. We're going to take our slime ball and we're going to slime the top 4 right here. Now, again, be very careful. Do not double click your slime on this. It will slime the opposite side and start pulling the floor beneath it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our diorite. We're going to go ahead and place this guy down. And if you're confused on how tall to make this, depending on your design, it's just the length of whatever distance you'd like it to cross. You can see it's 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, up 5 blocks, just like so. And then what we also have to do, and don't forget this part, is if we look at our radial chassis, we're going to want to left control and change this down to 5. And you can see if I change it to 4, it's not going to cover the very top part. So we'll change it to 5. So it's going to grab all of these blocks and rotate them. All right, so our next step is to give a power source to the sequence gear shift. So let's go ahead and make that. So we're going to grab our magma block, our encased fan. We'll hold onto our redstone signals, and we'll grab our vertical gearbox. So we're going to go ahead and take our vertical gearbox and place it against the sequence gear shift. We're going to place down a magma block 2 blocks under the vertical gearbox. Place an encased fan so that the arrow is facing downward. Place our lever, activate this guy. This is now going to send power through the sequence gear shift and into the mechanical bearing. And then we just have to give a redstone signal to the sequence gear shift so that when the redstone signal is sent, it activates the mechanical bearing and the machine works. So we're just going to connect our redstone link against it. We're going to set this to a frequency. We're just going to use our green wool, just like so. We're going to set this to receiver mode by holding left shift and right clicking. And then we can go ahead and make our other signal on a pole or something that we would like to set it to. So we'll place our redstone link on the back, take our button and our green wool, set our green wool to the frequencies, place our button on here, and we can activate it and watch our drawbridge go down. There we go. So you can see we can walk across it, and then after 6 seconds, you can see our redstone signal will fail, and it will go ahead and send it just like so. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely feel free to subscribe. We're flying through the sub count, and that is beyond insane, I have to say. I really appreciate all of you guys. You guys are awesome. I hope you enjoyed this video. It might have seemed a little basic, especially for people that have been around a while, but I know a lot of people struggle with just doors, gates, and bridges, myself included. So I figured I'd make a video on it just to kind of help everyone out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next one.